Welcome everyone. Good morning, almost afternoon. It's 11:57. So 57 is the Three of Swords with the 11, which is alignment, justice, truth, and balance. They've just turned 58. So the 57, it was important to come in on today, right? Because that is the card of separation. But it's also in reverse, the healing of the heart. And that was coming up today. It's interesting because I'd done a healing the other day, and then I was getting a reaction like I was sick, like I pulled on some energy and then I was coughing it up, but I never got sick. I just had that energy of you know what it tastes like in your throat when you bring up some stuff in your lungs that you need to get rid of, which doesn't happen often. It usually happens when you're sick. But it was like the lungs were clearing, and I guess the heart function, which functions in conjunction with the lungs, all of that energy is being cleared physically. So that kind of stuff is coming up. The color red, along with Asian influence and the Russian language, is coming up, as well as the red ants. And again, that reference of the marching ants 2 by 2. So and I just did a meditation now, just to see if there were any visuals for me to bring to you. And it was very profound. It initially looked like people like leaning over over a wall or a bank in the river panning for gold. But then as I sat with it for a moment, they became unicorns drinking with knights on their backs. And they were taking a drink before they turned around. And it was very specific the way they showed it to me. All of the unicorns were drinking water before they turn around as their knights were mounted on them. And one sits in front of the other, right? One is the leader, one sits next to them, but a little bit behind them. And they were only showing me the two as the horses were brought around and turned around in a circle, getting ready to march. But they were giving me the energy of these two are there, but everyone was there in the same formation. So they're just giving me example of the huge group that was forming. And again, there was this Asian influence as well. And again, since Russia's coming up, it wasn't negative, it was positive. So something between the Chinese and Russian energies coming up here. And the marching 2 by 2, that message will come up. But there's a lot of other stuff that comes up. So I have a few of my messages of the day, as well as this twin flame read I didn't get to the other day, so I'm going to do that first. And then the messages of the day. Again, that meditation I just did was very profound. I don't usually see the unicorns mounted. Okay, usually I see them by themselves. But again, the 4 horses keep coming up as the unicorns, like transmuting that negative energy into something positive keeps coming up. So again, keep doing that. You've been doing a great job, which is why we're getting these energies coming back. Keep transmuting anything negative into something positive, what you dream of. And remember your power that you can do this. All you have to do is keep your heart open and take that leap of faith, right? Armoring yourself with love and others, sending your love light out to others. Remember to pull that energy in and wrap it around your heart first to transmute the energies before sending it off. Today I was also getting this energy of pulling that energy into your heart and then again saying superstar, because it shoots the energy up and down the vertical and horizontal pillars, just like in a new star moment. So try that and see how it feels. But it again is like supercharging your heart, remembering to come back to your heart every time, that your heart is where the power is. The heart is where the vortexes come together, the vortices come together, like the rose heart, like the vortices in the ocean, the mother's womb. This is your power. And again, keeping your crown open, because they have to work in conjunction with each other. So we're going to get right into it. We'll take a few deep breaths first. And I do want to roll. Oh, I have the die that were rolled the other day. So here was was Uranus and Aquarius, with the 2 of the feminine in the middle, as well as the High Priestess, which is Pisces for me. And then we had Pisces over here. So again, there was this Pisces Aquarius energy, both brought into the 2, because February is Aquarius and Pisces as well. So that junction is around the beginning of March, and there's that energy of the March. So that's why there's always a reason why I haven't read this for you. And I was wondering why I didn't read it yesterday, because we have or even the day before, because we have the Queen of Cups over here, and we have the Queen of Wands, which was the energy 2 days ago, and then yesterday was the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Cups. And so all of these energies are coming up today. And then today is the Page of Wands and the Page of Cups. And we have the Page of Wands over there. So there's energy of Wands and Flames energy coming up here as we went from the Queen to the Knight to the Page today. The pages are the Page of Wands and the Page of Cups today. And I want to roll these for you one more time. Okay, so remember it was very much Pisces, sudden events over here, and that energy of Pisces, again, when the C's have gone through each other of the pie, and then the key has changed from vertical in the pie to the horizontal, which locks it in. It's the corded energies of that pie energy moving through each other. That's you, the twins. So again, sudden events with Uranus, which can represent tower energies as well. And again, the feminine energy in the middle, or the 2 in the middle, in the March, of the beginning of March. And March 3rd would come up. But again, March 1, 2, 3, as we have the 2 here, March 1, 2, 3. All right, so let's roll them again for today. And then we'll take our deep breaths, okay? All right, so today we have the 9, which is the Hermit energy, which is Virgo. We also have the energy of Saturn here, which is Capricorn, and also restrictions, but responsibility as well. Of course, the Hermit is going within. It's the one and the all. It's the endings, but also compassion as well. And then we have Libra. So that, of course, is balance. And so we have Virgo and Libra as the pillars here, with the responsibilities of Capricorn, the father energy between, okay? So Capricorn and Libra are both cardinal, and Virgo is mutable. So that's the balance of energies today. So just a few deep breaths. Remember to try that superstar. Take a deep breath in. Wrap it around your heart. Transmute, transform, transcendent, clear, and superstar. Feel that energy shooting straight up and down, side to side and all around. The great power of your energy, of your heart, of those 2 vortices, multiple vortices coming together. Another deep breath. Today I'm getting the energy of not only clearing the earth, but standing on the earth and completely empowered. It's that energy of like Kong, you know, with that longing energy, having achieved getting to the top of the mountain, having achieved clearing the planet. The Neanderthal, right? Taking back their home. Very interesting that energy came up. And it's bringing it. Take one more deep breath. I was just getting Andromeda energies coming in as well. Again, clearing all of this from the Sun through Mars, right? So all the inner planets, Sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. And then the energy of Jupiter and Ganymede, which will be the next planets. But again, the Earth, the moon of the Earth as well. And then, like I said, Andromeda was coming in with supporting energy. Okay, so what I didn't say while I was doing the breathing was, last night I started watching Making a Murderer. Very compelling series. Wow. It's just heart-wrenching. What they did to this 16-year-old with challenges. Unbelievable what the court system did to them. I would definitely recommend watching it. I haven't finished watching the series yet, but it's a very intriguing story. I think some more energies will come up around that as well. So let's get started as this read on the table, the twin flames. I had done this on the 20th. So it doesn't matter the date because the energies come up when they're meant to. And obviously it's meant to come up today because we have both those energies of the wand, pages, the queen, and the knights coming up. All three, which is the last 3 days and today. So I cut this deck at 9/11 on the 20th, which was 7/20/2023, which was the 27, so that would be 34, which is the energetic exchange, so the 20 of judgment, and then that back and forth energy, which can be the arrows of love, but also can just be really busy energy, or a negative exchange, or delays, and not telling things. So this 9/11, again, of urgency, and I finished, and that was at, I had actually cut the deck at 7:07, but then I came in at 9:11 here as well. I finished clarifying at 7:18, which is again the chariot, and the 18 is the moon. The major arcana was the reason, which is the emperor, ascension, which is the world, indigo, which is the magician. Again, this is the SIRIAN Starseed deck. Prior to the read was transition, or the death card, and after the read was the shadow, which is the devil, and then the Starseed, which is the Fool. There were 3 cups, 4 wands, and 1 sword, which is the 341. The 34 again of the energetic exchange, and the 41 of the Ace of Cups, the Holy Grail. The separate numbers as well, the Empress, the Emperor, and then the 1 of the Magician, making magic, Magician's embodiment. The Queen of Cups came up here with the 9 of Cups, and then the Page of Wands, Queen of Wands, Knight of Swords, and Knight of Wands. So there's those 3 wand energies along with the Knight of Swords and the Queen of Cups and that 9 of Cups energy. As far as the numbers, we had 555, so a lot of change. 555 is the 15, which is the devil or the shadow energy, and it's also bordered by double 4s and double 6s. The 46 of the innocent children, the 44 of the 4 of Cups. I always call that Hercules, her harvest. It's also boredom and apathy, but also grounding, integrating, and mastering how to receive love. And then the 66, which is the Queen of Pentacles, and the Golden Gate, the energy of the spiraling heart, the rose heart, the mother's heart. So we have this 4, 5, 6 energy of 40, 5D, 60 being completely out of the 3D energy, and the 45 of the 5 of Cups, and then the 56 of the 2 of Swords, being in your knowing, keeping your energy clear. 9, 10, begin again, comes up here again as well, and then 24, which is the Queen of Wands, and Omega, right, the crowning moment, the enlightenment, and then 68 comes up, which is the Page of Pentacles, the perpetual student, and then 89, which for me is Phi energy, right, the reflection of the human temperature, 98, but expanding outside the lines with 5, right, expanding, contracting, and then reflecting, staying in the middle, like collapsing the two ends. So the code line here was at 9/18, which is my birthday. I'm not plugging my birthday. It has to do with the divine feminines. So it's whenever my birthday comes up, it's very much an energy of alignment with the divine feminine. And then 9/11 had come up that it was urgent of this read 7:07, which is the 2 keys with space between. Remember, the 7 is the chariot, it's the key, it's the boomerang, it's the, it also came up recently as pi, another way of showing pi, the circle with the line down the middle, and the gamma. Oh yes, and Jenna just said, and my birthday, 3/14, so it's also 3/14. And then, what was I just saying? It's the old way of writing gamma. So now it's usually written like a 7 forward instead of backwards, but it used to be GAMA written backwards. So I finished clarifying at 7:18. Again, the chariot and the moon, which is Cancer and Cancer. So a lot of Cancer energy here. Oh, by the way, November was coming up significantly too in multiple ways. So in my messages that will come up, but also somebody else who had said in 4 months. So that was triggering me also to November. So there's something significant in November here. The major arcana that came up was the Reason, as I said, Ascension, Indigo, the Shadow, Starseed, and Transition. The code line was all about, let's see here. Oh, that's why I wrote 918, because the code line, or the numbers 9, and then 10. Let's see. 9 of Chalices came up, and then 10 of Chalices as well. So actually 19 came up. 9 and 10. Begin again. The energy of Sophia, the Sophia energy of the twins, reflecting the adept human, right? The human who's very able, seeking emotional attachments, or Ea was coming up as an Enki. And then the 9 of Cups, and you can refer to Elena Denon. She actually just did another video about from Enki when she did a video in French to a French audience live. Enki actually came through as Ea, which he calls himself. So the 9 of Cups satisfied, and the Fool to complete the family, the 10 of Cups of emotional fulfillment, the Wise Sage and the Fire department coming up here, which again references putting out fires. The cosine energy was coming up of the twins, right? So the cosine waves of the twins who reflect the expansion and contraction in the after-death test with space between to see the key, a lucky fool with a happy family, or perhaps the futon of your dreams, or clearing first with the department of flames. All right, so clearing first with the ones who put out the flames, right? The indigo warrior type energies come up there. And then I wrote gonna get hot. So we start with the Reason reversed, which is the Emperor reversed, and below that here in the underlying energies is the Queen of Swords upright, Transition reversed, 2 of Cups upright, 5 of Pentacles reversed, and 5 of Wands upright. The Queen of Swords upright needs to transition to partnership, coming out of exile on a quest or a group that's unreasonable, or battling the Emperor reversed, or the Queen of Swords is clinging to their partner. The Hermit is coming out of exile in waves of flames. And again, there's that energy of walking out of the flames, kind of like the Phoenix, but more of a walk than a rise. A conflicted Emperor reversed, or one who's being unreasonable, standing up to knock them down, defending a failure or their bad reputation, getting up and beelining it out of there, driving to the water for peace of mind and to clear their energy. And then the Fool who's free to propose to choices of detox perhaps, or to detox with their twin. The King of Cups reversed is assessing his worth in a falling out with the Queen of Wands reversed. And there's that Wands and Cup energy which has been coming up this past week. And this was at 10:44, right when a helicopter came over close again. 10 is the Wheel of Fortune, 44 is that Herculean energy. The heat is on for the Queen of Wands reversed to clean up. Perhaps the Queen of Wands reversed is getting a property, and he will be sad to let go of it. As the Emperor reversed and the Queen of Wands reversed, perhaps Scorpio, Aries, and Capricorn reversed, but Cancer upright here. Remember, Cancer was coming up significantly before. The Queen of Swords is upright, could be the Emperor reverse lawyer. And recently here is the Page of Wands upright. Perhaps a child expecting a female to service them. That could be their mother. Or trapped in a split, dropping the ball with the King of Pentacles upright and the 9 of Pentacles reversed, which can be his own dependency or a child, literally. Perhaps traveling to peace and joy, or celebrating a divorce due to deception, or coming together spiritually outside the box at the new moon. So, and remember, we're working on the next full moon, I think is August 1st. As the foundation here is the Queen of Cups upright, on vacation or with kids, perhaps sports, playing with the Knight of Wands upright, as the Queen of Swords faces the adversary, perhaps her worst fears. perhaps on call with unreasonable boss, and centrally is the Ascension card upright, whole, complete, and done, as the Emperor reversed is being an unreasonable child perhaps, as the Queen of Cups upright Pisces or Divine Feminine is losing patience with an arrogant man destined to hold on or keep to themselves around the King of Swords upright and awakened by the Page of Swords reversed to come out with the Ten of Cups family or the King of Swords awakened by a negative message or no response from the Ten of Cups family. At 11:11, the challenge here is the Nine of Cups upright getting their way, presently walking away from the King of Wands reversed as his aide, advisor, or sister perhaps. And now, crowning is the Queen of Wands reversed, getting over depression in need of help, or perhaps with the Page of Pentacles reversed, starting over, with the Page of Wands upright, ending the pain and taking a load off, perhaps with delays at work, with the Queen of Cups and the Empress both upright here and hanging out. Soon coming up for the twins is the Four of Wands reversed, which can be a move or a visit or some instability of the home. Perhaps a sister unable to sleep, and the Page of Cups upright with the Page of Pentacles, with the Queen of Pentacles upright, or Pisces keeping the Queen of Pentacles up, or her energy up. And I can attest to that. My little Pisces daughter always keeps my energy good, as she's standing next to me. So we have 11:26, which is the Justice of Alignment, and the 26 of the Page of Wands. The Queen of Pentacles at work with the Magician upright, or manifesting frustration, a lack of humor, as the twin flames are seeing themselves as the indigo upright energy of the Magician embodiment in this energy of proposing the diamond energy. So that can be the diamond light. This could be someone literally proposing. But after the Knight of Swords reversed and the Knight of Cups reversed, perhaps arguing colleagues in a strictly platonic relationship. The Lovers reversed, the Two of Cups upright, are not sharing. Okay, this references that partnership, but without affections there. They're not sharing, and suddenly there's some kind of inequity here, or a move, some kind of destabilizing energy in a visit, or someone who's just dead tired of having their buttons pushed, or in a breakup, pushed to the emotional limit, as Gemini is both upright and reversed here, with Virgo upright and Scorpio both upright and reversed, which can be two separate people or one person who keeps vacillating between their positive energy and their negative energy. Perhaps the Knight of Cups reversed and the Knight of Swords reversed are playing a game. Perhaps perhaps doubles, that can even be tennis doubles, but they're both reversed. And you don't want any of the knights reversed hanging out with each other, because that means trouble. So when there's a sudden event, or the party's over in a near-death experience, or just being overwhelmed, again, this, and again, that could be sore losers too. So around the twins are how they're seen as the Knight of Swords reversed, holding their tongue, with the Ten of Pentacles upright, family, business, or community, right, of wealth, of status, perhaps holding back an announcement or a call to the Emperor reversed, who may be healing or needs to apologize. With Aquarius and Aries both reversed here, the block is the Ten of Cups upright, which is the happy family, the emotional fulfillment of the family all around. But that can also be an illusion of the happy family, with the Hermit reversed coming out and being strong and dumping emotional attachments to the dreams that are now dashed. As the Knight of Wands upright is withholding and recovery until complete, under the radar and detox, getting over a loss after falling out or a negative past, hiding in the woods, unable to see, the starseed with downloads coming in from out of the blue, into the underground portal, to the Divine Masculine's heart in the Bat Cave, meditating in quartz perhaps, and again that could be a quartz cave. Ibiza too may be coming up too, because that's rose quartz island. Of course, my daughter keeps telling me about that. As the Emperor reversed and the Queen of Cups upright, Indigo upright, the Knight of Swords reversed, the Page of Wands upright, perhaps proposing not to tell the Page of Wands about the completion or whatever's been done, challenged by self-satisfaction, or moving the Ten of Cups family with the Queen of Wands reversed and the Knight of Wands upright, who are needy for attention and detox, perhaps healing kids or a soulmate with childhood traumas, or hiding until free from the Divine Masculine's heart, as the Knight of Wands upright, perhaps with Capricorn in their chart, and the Queen of Wands reversed, getting over a falling out and hiding underground. The Starseed in the Batcave, receiving downloads. As the Emperor reversed and the Page of Wands upright, the Queen of Cups upright, perhaps Pisces or Queen of Cups traveling with the Queen of Wands reversed, perhaps challenged by arrogance or the need to get their own way, as Indigo upright is proposing to move, visit, or travel, and the Knight of Swords reversed may be lashing out at the Ten of Cups family. Remember, they were holding their tongue with the Ten of Pentacles family, but not with the Ten of Cups. And the Knight of Wands may be under the radar, detoxing and getting over the past Six of Cups reversed, or some kind of falling out or negative childhood, or this could be a past life thing coming up, trapped underground in the Batcave, or hiding from the bomb being dropped on the bomb shelter. Okay, and there's this reference, I always forget the name of the the underground bomb shelter for the president, which is at the bottom of Pennsylvania. I think it's the Maryland border, and this ends at 12/21. So again, a lot of times they use that shelter to hide away, and they get ships to that mountain as well. So, and that ends at 12/21. Very interesting there. And there was an energy of a portal that's been closed out. I think that was a message from yesterday. So that could be being closed out. And again, bombing a bomb shelter. Very interesting. So the 21st then came up, and then, so that we finished that read, but now I'm going to skip to where we are now, which is starting from the 23rd. All right. Okay, yeah. All right. So, I hope I have all my pictures up. All right. So, this first one, let's see here, is from the 23rd. Today's the 26th. Find here. So this first one is the Fortunes Oracle first, and then the Lenormand KIPPER mixed deck, and then my Wild Unknown, and then my Rider-Waite. So here we are, is the first read. Okay, so just like I said, for those of you not familiar, the left is the underlying energies. I usually pull 3 cards. If more come out, that's fine. And then the extra cards at the end wanted to come out organically, so I use them for numerology and to finish out the storyline as well. Okay. So the 23rd can be the beginning of a new year. Something significant that also came up was Manchester. It was so weird. It came up not only in the, I watched the initiation game the other night, and Annihilation came up this week too. So Annihilation, and then, which was at 9 to 11, which is referencing that 9/11 urgency again. And then the Imitation Game was Black Bear Pictures came up, and the time 51 kept coming up. It was 11:51, which would be Libra, King of Swords. And then 1951, Manchester, England came up in the movie. But I just talked to my friend who was doing some healing on the other day, and I think she was talking, the red kept coming up for her, and she was talking about, a train was coming up, and she was talking about having just been on a train with a bunch of people in red shirts from a Manchester group, I think it was. So it was really weird, but also Asian energy was coming through for me in that as well. So again, this is, I forgot that this red was coming through for her, but it was also coming through today. Also Filipino energy. I keep getting Filipino energy, right? Because Filipinos they weren't Spanish. They were forced to change their names to Spanish, the Asians who came in. So there's Asian energy there again, as being one of the first energies on the planet. So this first read was cut at 12, the Fortune's Oracle, right on the dot, and then 1201 for the Lenormand KIPPER decks, 1201 for the Wild Unknown, and 1202. So again, the masculine and feminine energy for the Rider-Waite. The piles at the end came out to 1112 and 6644. The energy of justice and wisdom, of co-creation of two, or the divine feminine higher self at the Golden Gate, or the Queen of Pentacles, Hercules, grounding and integrating how to receive love, spiraling heart in a lap dance, or 51/51, or that 51 is 100 plus 11, which is also 111, again my code for co-creation, so it comes back upon itself. So again, all the numbers together were coming up as 111266, and then 111 again as the 44 transformed into the 111. So, excuse me, I looked up the 266 on Gematria, and the first entry was Thoth, then Napoleon, Morocco, and again, Morocco comes up for me as one of the first places on Earth, and again, that into Algeria, the mountains there, the Atlas Mountains. Terra comes up, then the Man of Sin, car crash, reason, and again the Emperor card in this deck is reason, headshot, Tanner, leap of faith, and then most significantly here it said DEC, as in short for December, 12 times, and March in big letters set with spaces between each letter, so M space A space R C H, with spaces between all the letters, so very significant March. December times 12, which also can reference 10 times 12, which is 120, or source backing up the 12 of the hanging man, or the masculine and the feminine energy of wisdom, and this March, and then March 1, 2, 3 keeps coming up. So the numbers were coming up like the three parentheses, like the waves, and again that the sound waves, bellowing out with the 266 in the middle. Or actually going the other way, like, going from the Pi energy to the Pisces of the seas flipping to the other side, in the Queen's Gate of the 66, and the parentheses, which is pairing of the seas. 3 and 3 keys, the divine masculine aligned with the divine feminine at the Golden Gate, her harvest, the Queen of Pentacles bored of simple kindnesses, or doesn't understand the divine intent behind those simple kindnesses. So at 1240 is the Hanging Man and the Page of Cups, which is today, 40, the Page of Cups. The 28 of the Snake, 31, bad health. Fish is, and the 10 of Pentacles reversed, which is that 78 energy. The Twin Flame, choice of path, or Kundalini, perhaps some health conflicts, as I just brought up, coughing up stuff from my lungs. Fish out of water, and the red hook. So here's the red again. And the 10 of Pentacles reversed, family, business, or community of dysfunction or loss. So on this day, on the 23rd, as we go into the 24th here, because it was at night, the 23rd was the 37 energy, and then we go into the 38 of the Queen of Cups with the Queen of Wands on the 24th. 24 is the Queen of Wands and Omega. So 1248, which is again the Hanging Man, and the 8 of Cups walking away and within. The underlying energy of the 36 world, 13 of goals, 28 of the snake. The Atlas of the L word, which is world, transitioning goals at the Y, weaving back and forth carefully. At 111, so there's that 111 again. The 14 and the 9 of judgment and the eagle, waking to a higher love, of hermiting, a higher love. Hermiting high above, straight off the pages of a magic storybook. To the moon, Alice, in the honeymooners, as the honeymooners say, And again, the energy of the honeymoon was coming up, which was June 3rd of Gemini, which is the twin energy, and it's also my father's birthday. Intersecting at the heart and messenger sent, an open book test between the sun and Sirius. The decision to be patient and fly around the world and or to the moon. With the 7 of the cracker and the boomerang, and 717, which again was the North Node changing of the guards, the start of love, the North Node and the new moon, and the 7th planet, Uranus and Aquarius, of love on either plane, on another plane, as the Page of Wands, which also is number 26, which comes up like this. You know, it's like that bow or that explosion, right, from the 2. And then the 27 with the Ace of Wands, which the 27 is the Queen's Gambit. The 717 of the Page of Wands proposal of holy water. Remember, the ocean is the holy water because of the vortices that come together like the heart, right? The heart is of water. It's two vortices of water coming together. And the 12 of the Fool and the wise hanging man, man's best friend, with the skeleton key. Remember, the skeleton key gets into all locks, reflecting past shadows to let go and open a new door. So, of course, I had to look up the March, December times 12, which is 120 years. So I looked up 1903. And in 1903 was March of the Mill Children, which I posted on my Instagram the other day, the Encyclopedia of Greater Philadelphia, which I've never been in that before, I don't think. It was a 3-week trek from Philadelphia to New York City by striking, both children and adults, striking textile workers in Philadelphia, launched on no other than 7/7, which I kept bringing up as that Valentine's Day date, 1903, by Mary Harris, quote-unquote Mother Jones, 1837 to 1930, the Philadelphia Encyclopedia.org. There was this public attention on the scourge at 151 here, again the King of Swords coming up there, of child labor and energized efforts to end it by law. Irish Jones came to Kensington mid-June to rally 46,000 textile workers, including many youths. The largest strike in Philadelphia history, to demand a reduced work week of 55 hours and to ban night work for women and children. Newspapers ignoring because the mill owners were stockholders of the paper. So again, this is nothing new of the media controlling what happens to the people. I've got stock in these children, they quoted him. I've got stock in these children, and I'll just arrange a little publicity. So 1/6 of the American children under 16 were employed at that time, which they said also is likely an underestimate. Nearly 100 miles to Bristol, Morristown, New Jersey, Trenton, Princeton, and New Brunswick, north to Elizabeth, Newark, Paterson, Passaic, and Jersey City, and then arriving in New York City none other than 7/23, which is actually when I was writing this, right? The night this message started on 7/23, 1903. Reached New York City, only 60 marchers were left at that point, up 2nd Avenue by torchlight. But there were many stops where they had thousands of people coming in to demonstrate. On July 26, Jones put kids in animal cages to dramatize the boss's attitudes towards them. And on July 29th, they arrived at Roosevelt's, and again that was Teddy at the time, Roosevelt's, is it Sagamore Hill or Sycamore Hill? His summer home, anyway, while manipulations at home were getting people back to the mills. However, in 1904, the National Child Labor Committee formed, and then there were some changed Pennsylvania laws 1 year later, but it took another 33 years until the New Deal presidency of FDR, the Fair Labor Standards Act of 1938, to replace a patchwork of state laws that really weren't doing the trick. So it took them 33 years from Roosevelt to Roosevelt. And Mary Harris was born 1837 in Ireland. She ended up migrating to Canada and then later to the US. And this March of the Mill Children on the Philadelphia Encyclopedia was by Gail Friedman. She was a school teacher and then a dressmaker. And in Memphis, Tennessee, which happens to be where I was born, so weird, she married George Jones. She lost George and her 4 kids to yellow fever and then lost her dress shop to the Great Chicago Fire. She joined the Knights of Labor. She was a devout Christian and believed in sound wages for men, that would allow the women to be home with their kids and then allow the children to be in school and not in the factories. And per Teddy Roosevelt, she was the most dangerous woman in America. Okay, so this isn't something new. It's been going on. So at 2:14, of course, Valentine's Day, the divine feminine energy and the temperance card of that higher love of patience and angelic realms. The official person of 22 here, the 2 of the main female, 16 of the 6 of Cups stars, the 29 of the Ace of Swords and the Loving Lady, and the 31 of bad health. The official Fool and the main female, or Pisces or Virgo, and High Priestess, suddenly the 6 of Cups. Each lady with a rose, or lady with gifts, reflects her past, or the Titanic, and the heart of the sea, nursing a man back to health, or officially needs a nurse or some care here. So the 44 comes up here as the looking glass, with health conflicts, with testing and details, microscope and harvesting samples, cracking the whip and aligning with rod and staff, and justice for the Page of Pentacles as children. The 25 Knight of Wands with new passion for romance and or commitment as the 38 Queen of Cups with the twin bridges, Libra, Sag, and Virgo, hits the jackpot with 11 and 777, which references that energy of the sound waves, going out to the universe, the underlying energy of the Queen's Gambit and the exchange of hands, unexpected income or incoming, or a drop in the bucket, as the Hermit Queen of Swords with flowers and or gifts, as destined, deciphering, separating the wheat from the chaff. The 14 of the Patient Angel and the Wounded Warrior Sagittarius Fox takes off, as the underlying energy at 224, the 24 being the Queen of Wands and Omega, the fish out of water, after the bunny is scared and the tiger is stalking, after the lamb is the target, along with the deer and wolf, after the phoenix rose, bringing dear one along, the wolf and the lamb from root to the sacral, to the sea serpent, to spiral as the union 5D gate holders, with the golden nest egg, or the root to sacral, crows to heart. The root and sacral, crown to heart, but crow to heart could be coming up here too. The bunny hatched or ferociously guarded their nest, leaving the fish ungrounded, the tarantula, otter, and crocodile and peacock needing boundaries, with curious otter facing the crocodile laying in wait, getting in the way of the peacock to date. So the dragonfly comes up here, and that energy of the double wings, like the heart, like 2 hearts coming together, are like the double wings. And that energy of the dragonfly of 2 as 1, the heart pulsing together as dragonflies do, in the beautiful mind, clammed up with feelers out, as the turtle is slow with a newbie inside. The underlying energy of the Death card upright, the Fool reversed, and the 7 of Wands upright. As death be not proud, as the dark night or the grim reaper runs over the fool, or trips up trying to defend themselves, or battling the crowds. As Scorpio is upright and Aries reversed, as the Page of Pentacles has a plan to invest, to turn 1 pentacle of gold into 1 huge gold pentacle, or increasing an offer, an invite or investment to Scorpio upright, or suddenly all hell breaks loose as the third party or bad influences or partiers are dissatisfied, or even shocked by an offer, or surprised that the invite was turned down more than once. And then after even sweetening the pot, the Knight of Pentacles upright comes again now a bit older and wiser, offering to help take a load off to make the Ten of Cups family happy. As the Eight of Pentacles reversed may be overdoing it or losing patience or their temper, with fallen angels' silence seen as sneakiness in a split or on the fence and divided about coming in, or work issues in the past, with kids or Leo, vacation or exposing all, fully energized, but uncomfortable, the Emperor reversed, destined to have their dreams dashed, to school the golden goose and dump emotional ties, pushed to the limit, dumped, overwhelmed, triggered by an offer of passion and growth and creativity, but without love. So rejected. And so then they turned and went on to be successful and get attention with a good reputation, or having to keep their passions in check, as Aries reversed and Libra is upright, with good news to the King of Pentacles reversed, the Hanging Man, Pisces or Capricorn, and the Six of Cups, perhaps Capricorn to Pisces, or hanging out with a neighbor or friend, falling short or injured, as the Knight of Wands reversed, or the Knight of Wands reversed and Queen of Cups reversed, are separated or disappointed, holding on or keeping their cards close to their chest until an announcement of the King of Swords, or perhaps an Aquarius, to the Page of Swords, or a wake-up call to the King of Swords and the Page of Swords out in the cold, or the King of Wands reversed is with injustice here, or unfair settlement, as Libra reversed is dropping the ball or unable to continue now. Perhaps they tripped up or tempted by the devil, the ball and chain, or on the stand, the Knight of Swords reversed, or devil lying, maybe lying on the witness stand for release, or just using an opportunity to get out of jail. And again, being willing to testify just to get out of jail, perhaps just for the day or because they get made some kind of deal. Released and arrogant or depressed, as Capricorn is upright and Aquarius is reversed, in a breakup or disconnect or at a distance, with the Empress reversed and the Magician reversed, or Taurus and Gemini or Virgo all reversed, or one in lack and the other insecure without tools, or stressed out, with the Page of Cups upright and the King of Cups reversed, as the wounded warrior surrenders to end the fighting over a breakup, break down, break in, break out, or break through, with the Queen of Swords, perhaps with Cancer in their chart, or maybe they're battling Cancer, and the Hermit upright is shedding light on the Queen of Swords reversed, or Gemini's deception post-war, or a breakup at the new moon. Again, remember these underlying energies. The Page of Wands is upright with the Nine of Pentacles, and the energy of the Titanic was coming up here at 256, the Divine Feminine, the Two of Swords. Excited to date, perhaps a divorcee, or a spiritual one, or the Page of Wands gaining their independence in a break with the Queen of Wands reversed, with Taurus reversed and Leo upright. Perhaps the Queen of Wands reversed is a Leo child or pet, taming their inner beast or their pet, or in need of peace, not sleeping or awakening and getting over it with a massage, or perhaps a message, or in a painful ending with the Ten of Pentacles reversed, family, business, community, or legacy of dysfunction or loss, or perhaps very big bills. You know, that could be college bills or car bills or house bills, whatever it is, or just overspending on their credit card, perhaps to pay, or perhaps a big purchase to make. So the Two of Wands reversed with the Eight of Wands reversed is out of options in a heated exchange or delays, not telling or needing or not telling. This can be mudslinging as well, and starting over with the Queen of Pentacles reversed and the Knight of Cups reversed, or at home or in union as the High Priestess, Higher Self, or Divine Feminine, or perhaps mediation, or nursing themselves or someone else back to health at 301. So that was that first message. All right, so then we have this second message. Okay, and this has the Fortune's Oracle at the top, and then two sets of the tea leaf deck. It's a very big deck. And then we have the Metatron deck at the bottom. Okay, so same setup. And this morning, this morning when I went out front, I saw them. I don't usually see very colorful butterflies. I'll see my white moths all the time, but not the butter. I saw this beautiful, like big orange, yellow. I don't even know what other colors were in there because the butterfly was in and out of there very quickly. But it was beautiful and it was huge. And I titled this page on the 24th, Ending Pain, Route 66. So I pulled these decks at 12 o'clock on the dot, again, for Fortune's Oracle. 12:01 was the tea leaves, and then 12:03 to 4 was the Metatron deck. The piles at the end came out to 1221 and 5554. So 1221 again is coming up, and the Fool's Journey. The Truth of the Page of Swords, the Hanging Man, and the World. The Wisdom of Pisces, half in this world and the next, with wisdom and wholeness, Excalibur and Mercury, the divine masculine and feminine to shadow the truth of the Emperor, of freedom and stability, and again that energy back and forth, of change and shape, which references the masculine and feminine in alchemy, at 12:12. The event and grounding and integrating the event. Time to laugh and time to cry. Time to live and wonder why is. The divine masculine stands guard as the divine feminine leaps to 5454 with truth at the centaur. I wrote center, but it's coming up as the centaur here. So there's that again, the half horse, half man. So at 12:14, the underlying energy of the 19 in the luck, the bow, the elephant, and then the 40 of evolution here. And also love comes up again as love backward and forward, which is evolve. So it's like saying evolve in Italian. Evolve is love backwards and then love forward. So that word is very significant coming up here. So the lucky bow, elephant, Page of Cups, evolve. Evolving, birthing the new. As the four-leaf clover over and over, urgent human creation, and urgent human creation as a birth. And also, instead of the emergency room, ER was coming up as the emerging room, a birth, labor and delivery. Angels bore angels be, or of living, or why. The live is coming up as livery, like the livery, and liver holds anger as well. So this is the energy of the liver processing poop plant. But if you didn't take in any poop, you wouldn't be pooping any out. And your liver is tired of it, even angry or resentful. So your liver may be yelling at you because you poop. You have to poop a lot because you're eating foods that aren't good for you, that your body doesn't need. So then at 12:21 is the energy of the 2 of the angel and the 24 of the Queen of Wands, Omega, and patience, with wings wide open and the hourglass and trading places, with hearts trading places basically infinitely. So again, as I described before, when you come together in the infinity symbol from the standing 2 eights going into the third 8 that knocks you over into that sealed union, you switch hearts so that it's still your heart, but it's in their place as their heart's in your place. And that's that shared part of you. Always being able to see the other person's perspective. And then you have the independent parts as well. The sun, the angel, the patience, and greater than half through, as the 27 of the proposal of Vesica Pisces, the holy water of Pi seas, again the vortices, and trading places in the vortices, the creation of source seas. 2 kings linked here in the Queen's Gambit, the flame of the spiraling hearts, of the 17 star, from 1 to 9 to the 24, which is the 2 and the 4 of the spaces between, the Queen of Wands and the Omega to 4, to the 717 of the Lambda leap to Aries in the North Node and the new moon, as the holy waters are circling in the age of Aquarius, which is the emotion of laughter, to evolve. The 4-leaf clover hearts squared, and the thorns back on the rose stem, path of M, which references Imana, the Pleiadians' she-god. The 33 of reflecting unicorns, 1 inner child to adorn, the love light star of the 3 and E back to back, which is referencing the energy of the star in the Taurus, the Queen's lucky star, the one she carries no matter where you are. Twinkle, twinkle, remember, is twin key, little star. 2 to 4 to 7 via the 33 rainbow bridge. The twin, the unicorn, the unique human nurse, and the 5 of fun and celebrations in opening a box of light. The master of the hidden house, the rolling stone of EM3W, with the ash or bright light on top, which is the bow around the present. The whispering bench, the ark, the bridge, the rainbow, or the boyfriend of the rain and the floods. Ellie, be at connection. The 19 of luck with the 2 angel, which is 21, complete with the 24 and patience, that equals the 45 with the whole truth. Remember, the eyeball came up as the 45. Add the 27 proposal for 72, so there's that reflection of 27 and 72 as the Queen's Gambit, and the 7-2 of the boomerang of the Queen, the Queen's Gamut, and the sudden call to the Queen. Again, the energy of the eyeball and the small records, and the 7-2-7-7-2 is 2 Queens sovereignty, 77, the Queen of Wands and Queen of Cups, today in a double boomerang. Double jeopardy, as the Queen's at the gate for the Divine Masculine to rise and cross over. The 72 and the 17 of love as the 89 phi of drawing outside the pi lines to the 33-degree parallel of 2 unicorns, 122 bridge to the 5D station, to the 5 gift, to the 127. The leap of the Queen's Gambit paid off with light in the box as opposed to Jack in the box or the snake in the box, having melded with the ash on top, which is bright light. The 10 of the fire to the 137, and then the 13 of goals to the 150, so all the cards ended up adding up to 150, wouldn't you know, which is 0 backing up the source of the shadow or the devil. So at 1248, which is the hanging man and going within, walking away and going within, the 26, which is the 2 and the 24 of the Page of Wands, and the little bug with their antennae up, the 24 to then the 27, which equals 51, the King of Swords, and the 27 and the 17, which then becomes the 44 of Hercules, 17 and 33, which equals 50, the 10 of Cups of the ultimate emotional fulfillment. The 33 and the 5 becomes 38 of the Queen of Cups, and then the 5 and 10 equals 15, which is the shadow, of course, and then 10 and 13 is 23, which ends up at the King of Wands, which is this year as well, 2023. The Page of Wands, the King of Swords, grounding and integrating her harvest of that 10 of Cups of family emotional fulfillment with the Queen of Cups shadowing the King of Wands in 2023. So here again, I told you the past few days are all about the Wands and the Cups facing off each other. And here we have the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups and shadowing the King of Wands, 2023. Gifting light and melding gold, rather changing lead into gold or wood crosses into gold. Notice the lead, which is L-E-A-D, or after death, and giving it up to source, the ancient one, which is gold. The underlying energy of the mice or discord of the family and friends at 1254, hanging out with the Page of Swords or message, or perhaps talking to people, trying to clarify things, as the staff, the cane, the bamboo hook, to support in different times over a barrel or something lacking in your life or in your midst. Or the my path, a BA or bar or barrel, and then Wilkes Barre also came up here, desk. Perhaps putting desk outside or fixing it up with totems on legs, or skipping, wiping, or plateauing, and again the flat top mountains keep coming up, or using the tree stump for your outdoor desk with dagger and bow, or tools and ties, or a picnic table perhaps. Get your bills out of the way to keep your good reputation. Pay attention to work to release any tension. You are highly thought of. At 106 is the Magician and the Lovers with space between, with the beetle, the purse, and the good fortune of slowing and trickling in. As the scales keep life in balance, as a money path is waiting for you to find it. The ties to the Beatles with help may help bring in some money, as well as Peter, Paul, and Mary, and John Lennon, George, and Ringo Starr, don't forget. The bull and the shield. Do not back down from opposition. Show strength and fortitude and shield yourself. The underlying energy at 130 is the tulip of great passion, where your chair then becomes filled. Someone new enters your life as the eagle is triumphing over their troubles and arching or arcing with a new opportunity with a shrewd fox or older man, an elephant's journey that's leaving you wiser in the end. The well-being of the sun and the clouds. Remember, the sun is mighty powerful, but the clouds are only temporary. There may be a broken wishbone here, a wish that wasn't granted, but maybe it's just delayed, as then good day sunshine was coming up. Good day sunshine with clouds. And there's this energy of Ringo Starr again coming up, which I posted with Good Day Sunshine. The crown of the bull and shield. So check out my Instagram too. I've been doing my tarot messages of the day as well. So 146 is the one of the Magician, the 46 of the Six of Cups, the crown of the bull and shield, the needle and thread, a sincere wish now granted, but with tortoise slow and coming around, perhaps stubborn, the bird is flying with news on the way about a new job or a pin or getting pinned, with feather and wall, perhaps one who's undependable or insincere, perhaps a misunderstanding in the Great Wall of China here, as that came up. Haystack and karma, reaping what you have sown, a needle in the haystack, or a feather, or just feeling pinned to the wall, or part of the wall. Oh, that was weird too. I forget what I saw that on. I saw something, someone saw, maybe it was another kind of movie or something, where somebody was sticking out of a wall, and then it was bringing up the Philadelphia experiment, right, where they try to take a ship through a portal, and then when it came back, there were human beings stuck in the walls of the ship. So at 150, so here again is that 150 energy of source energy backing up the shadow, or the divine masculine magician, and emotional fulfillment, with the 52 Queen of Swords, as 15052 came up, reflecting the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands, back to back, with space in the middle, the shadow source, the divine feminine magician, and the 10 of Cups, the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords, shadowing each other, the diamond of purity and innocence, and big bird with their golden wings, and their chakra bridge, the 43 of the 3 of Cups, healing and pausing to receive, the 11 of alignment with a wake-up call, to listen and note. Today, leading the way with flame in hand, answering the call to let go in the fall, time to release as the lambda or lambda father leap, justice, strength, control, and aligning dreams. And again, the surrender of the upper and lower chakras as cosmos mirrors the dodecahedron, which again referencing that DEC times 12 in the March. Or 3-3, or 3 and 3, as this word came up of SMOSKE, which is a club sandwich. And sand, remember, is the saint energy, the divine two U's of ICH, the Emperor reflecting the Page of Cups, the evolution, remember, evolve, of the sweetheart, the lucky bow, L, again, evolve, and then the other way would be love vol, which is love of all, evolve and sunshine, with the Queen of Cups. The 7 of the page of the 7 is the Chariot, but it comes up as the water card here with the Dolphin and the Page of Cups energy and the Queen of Cups. So again, they could be mother and child. That could be two siblings that are water energies. Again, lit up with the 41 Holy Grail of the pink willows reflecting outside for grounding, as above so below. The emerald green Knight of Cups in the healing heart, and the old 45s, the eyeballs in the sunset. Where are you going, Billy, was coming up, was an old 45 that I remember from junior high school. The 15 of clarity in the diamond light, the shower and the rain. Go within to transmute the shadow in the void, the Om, the home, and within. At 213, the divine feminine, our higher self, and the transition. So then just some, let's see, this, again, the energies of the ants that go marching 2 by 2 came up in November. So on this 24th, November came up 4 months from now, but also the word November came up in the cards. And then in November, understanding frustration of being yoked to ant and vacation, or the ants that go marching 2 by 2, or my torch being tied down by work and vacation. Again, your twin flame being tied down by your work and vacation issues, okay? So, let's see where we go. So then on the 25th, yesterday, at 1:44 p.m., the helicopter came so close to my house again that it made my front window shake as I was pulling the fortune oracles. And it was just a quickie in the morning there, as the underlying energies were 13 of goals, with the fire card coming out, number 10, the 18 of lovers, and the 22 of the mountain. So after separating coins, which can reference the gold coin as well, or not finding any gold, perhaps there's some positive progress in transition, as the fire is destined to renew the present. As it was raining outside, and we're talking about fire and rain, again, the wands and the cups energy playing with each other all week, as the 18 and the 22 of the 5D romance, or the fool's leap to the gold, burning the cross and healing the crown for lovers' romance in a 5D glow from Sirius station, or peeking out. Fire and ice as lovers between, saline warm water, with Scorpio, Libra, Cancer, and Aries there, with a push and a shove to nest and balance, as the 26th Page of Wands plane takes off to the 24 of Omega, the crowning energy of patience and just the right timing, the Page of Wands and Queen of Wands in energetic exchange, or arrows of love, perhaps hand fasting with 34 and 8, and dancing the dragonfly 2 as 1 in 8 formation. Perhaps Aries and Leo bond and then join the group. One for all and all for one. Abundant, lucky times with good news, success, and prosperity there. So then we have the next message of the day, which is here. Okay, so here's your message of the day from the 25th, yesterday. Okay, so we have Fortune's Oracle, and then the energy deck, and then Metatron, and then Rider-Waite at the bottom there. So the card, these were pulled at 202, 3, 4, and 7. So the Divine Feminine, the Empress, the Emperor, and then the 7 of the Chariot. 202 to 207. And the piles at the end came out 1111, which again is the first entry in Gematria of Twin Flames, and then 4347, which again references the Emperor and the Empress, but also that energy of the feminine and the masculine, and then going from the 4-3 to the 7. The 4-7 is the heart to crown, right? So vacillating between the 4 and the 3 is also the heart and the solar plexus. It's like a station there of your cord. And then the 4 to 7 of the heart to the crown, of the lambda leap to the boomerang, the twin flame lambda leap, and the eagle swoops 4 to 7 heart to crown. Between 5 and 6, the nose, with double jeopardy, justice times 2, as the gateholders align for arrows of love in a boomerang, a key gamma pi moment, the sound of silence before the games begin. Co-creating angels, mother, father, and keys. Remember, the co-creation symbols are many, one of which is 111, which is also the pi symbols of 2 C's or parentheses, and the one in the middle is 111, because remember, 2 dots in a line is an arc, actually, not necessarily a straight line. Remember, 111 equals pi, and also the M is 2 1s, and the V in the middle is also co-creation. And once through turning the key and then coming out the other side of the Pisces symbol, turned inside out, through and through, with 3 C's, waves, seeking gamma key direction. And then Pisces also comes up as Pix, P-I-C-S, or Pix at the end. And then the 4 menu is coming up. The lambda leap, me, new, like new, right? So it's like the emperor coming out as a brand new, or feeling like a child again. At 218 is the underlying energy of the high priestess or higher self, the divine feminine, and then romance of the moon, which is also the subconscious energies and not fully illuminated yet. The underlying energy of the 30 and the sun, the 49 and the angel of love, the 48 of the void, and the tower, which is 16. Sunshine, flowers, home and union, the angel of love gets their wish, walking away and within to the void, the Om, the 30 with the crown on top, the parentheses of 2 C's, and the 3 of the bird or the heart, and the crown. Remember, the 3 is like the top of the heart, and the bottom is the V of creation. So the 3 and the V, which is the heart, the bird and the heart, and the crown, the 30 of the Om symbol, right? The heart folding in upon itself, enters the 0 point in a crowning moment and blows everything wide open. In a tower moment, a sudden event, epiphany, sexual exchange, or everybody out, as the human you tops out. The union wish within mind-blowing event. At 224 is the divine feminine, and again the Omega, the Queen of Wands. The underlying energy of the 9. I forgot to take that off. Sorry about that. The underlying energy of the 9 of the eagle, the 7 of the cracker, the 30 of the sun. The hermit eagle soars above the mountains, intercepting with a gamma firecracker key moment. By the way, Elena said when she translated Ea yesterday, she said that Ki was his way of calling Earth. And remember, he used to be called Enki. So En, which is actually my code for JC, and then he is the key of the Earth. The Hermit or Virgo and Chariot or Cancer, and union of the Sun. The U.S. Ascension or Us Ascension. The Cancer to Leo energies of July 30th coming up. The Eagle is not headed towards the Moon, but the Sun. As we have this 9730 alignment, the intersection where confidence and surprisingly positive energy cross and surround you, clearly glowing as the sunflower opens. The eagle leaves the nest as the firecracker explodes in a supernova, notice that's November, moment. I was just reminded too about the connection. Remember, August 12th to 15th is the energy around the Philadelphia experiment that's supposed to come around again in the boomerang effect, right? 1943, 1983, and now 2023 again, between August 12th and 15th. But I would send a lot of love towards that energy to transmute the energies, all of August, really. So again, this is also referencing the march of Philadelphia to New York. The Philadelphia experiment's all about energies from Philadelphia ending up in New York, right? And the 35 of the wounded warriors, the wish of the wounded warrior, ready to come true, as the heart becomes filled with the sun in an open book, home surrendering. And again, the energy, when the heart is squared, it looks like an open book. So they're literally talking about keeping your heart open. The 24 of patience and the 18 of lovers, slowing down to clear your mind for lovers' romance and exchange of hearts. With Omega and Chi coming together, the 24 and the 18, the moment before the 77, or the double boomerang, the 2 pies, which when the 2 pies come together, they're coming up like this. That becomes, sorry, you can't see it very well, but it becomes like an H and an I, right? So the vertical becomes the I and the horizontal becomes the H, which is the other rolling stone of the I and the H. That's all they are as they roll over. Where the hearts are shared, remaining independent as well, right, in that 8, which that picture is also about the 8 on its side, the infinity symbol. The 42 then is also here of the 2 of Cups in the spaces between the lambda or lambda father leap and the queen's conception. The lamb touching base with the father before leaping into the mother. The H and the I, the high, the I am and am not. Home and surrendering, crowning, and Chi, which means alive, and there's this energy of birthing here with the Chi symbol. It also means old vegan flesh tea, mother's father or daughter's son, carry, wine cellar, girl, prostitute, and female gypsy also come up with the Chi definition. So the sun is in your heart, the hourglass of exchange, and exchange was coming up again, the X and change, which can represent money, right? A toast to lovers being alive. The sun's wish is for patient lovers. The 10 of fire and burning the thorny crown along with the cross. The 21 of the moon and the 4 of the birth, as the sun and the world and the moon align with Sirius in a birth of the lamb to father connection, the finger of God aligning as the chakra system, and the flowering of the collective from yellow to pink, energized and confident to spiritually well and compassionate. October 21st was also coming up here. 411, and again that reference to November. October 21st, 411 alignment or November with Libra and Aries, right? Which actually Libra ends up going into Scorpio around that time, but Libra and Aries were coming up there. And then Pisces and Scorpio as well. The scales of balance of 2 worlds and the transformer to go where no one's gone before, to dive deep and then blast off, where Aries is the push and Scorpio is the shove, from passion to emotion as the rocket takes off, and then suddenly in the silence of awe, trying to take it all in, the aspire to see it, and the inspire when you finally do. So again, they're using the example of the rocket taking off, right? The power and the chaos of the rocket taking off. And then all of a sudden you're gravityless, right? Floating around in space in complete silence, in awe of what you see. At 301 is the Empress and the 1 of the Magician with space between, or the eagle soaring along with the divine masculine energy here, and the underlying energy of the 16 of Patience at 1011, with or for sudden liberties, as Mother Nature in her blossoming abundance, sudden sun, and again that can reference the illumination of the crown, or a sudden flash, and the Queen's Gambit, to the gamma, the pi, the key, the gamma ray, the chariot, to co-create the ace of flames, the flame, after the stormy mother says so, inspired to walk away, the angel of love getting their wish, in self-satisfaction, or instead of freaking out, channeling that energy in a slow burn, so not to waste the energy, keeping it within, with a little heart added to the mix. After the patient angel and caring connections, Sagittarius wounded warrior, and Archangel Michael, surrender to financial constraints, or patient with Mother Nature, where now, as I was writing this, it was raining and the wind started whirling up at 311, which is the Empress or Mother Nature, and 11 of alignment, truth and balance. So again, she's just doing her thing, trying to balance out the energies again. As 41 comes up, which is the 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel, Lady Liberty opens her wings after surrendering her liberties, she notices, because she surrendered to the liberties she felt restricted by, all of a sudden her wings open up. She realizes her heart is now activated and her wings are working again. Remembering the heart must activate the crown. From the root to the crown, bypassing the heart won't do. But then going back to focusing on the heart then lights everything up. As the two is the journey here, one last look back, as the Holy Grail and Vesica Pisces, the holy water of shared hearts and vortices, before facing the dark mother of the fairy tale, the woman of judgment and envy and false appreciation, or the devil with gratitude, or all the sides of a woman, her heart, her crown, her mediator, her tour guide, her waking the devil inside and still showing up with gratitude at the temple of the hanging man of wisdom, with the King of Swords, healer of the ages, who's cleared their conscience with healing hands. Pisces, Virgo, Aquarius, Capricorn, and air signs here at 322, again Mother Nature and the Fool, of 15 and 51 reflecting and hanging out with flowers and appreciation for healing hands, or perhaps a Libra man. So at the innocent energy here, the achiever, the traveler, and the envy, or perhaps Nevada, a triggering wake-up call to get some appreciation as the King of Swords stands patiently. Are you done yet? As the underlying energy at 326 is Mother Nature again in the Page of Wands of that seed planted, of like a pregnant woman, and the 29 of the Blue Madonna present with gifts in serious alignment, icing the fields and preserving the crops, the romance, the subconscious, and the moon cycles of Mother Earth that's alive in cubits, squares, as two roofs come together in the Holy Grail of the spiraling heart to the gold crown to achieve infinity in the sudden suspended animation, or an epiphany, or an offering of an ice cube for their drink. As the Knight of Cups emerald heart healing in the sunset that you are held in compassion by your ancestors, to shower in diamond light for clarity and go within. Be present to the shadow of the void within. Retreat and rest and pause. Take a moment to be home in the Om, from heart to crown and all around, as we've said before. So at 333, very significant here, was the card of blessings and thanks, number 47 of heart to crown. Visit the Om before every meal. Thanksgiving each day, as a glowing heart and an open crown, all lit up, as the one of yellow carpenter bee pollinates buttercup, and then her harvest lights up. And the cards came out as 1 and then 44. So there's the 144 right there at 333. The Magician, Divine Masculine, and Hercules, pillar, shining with waves beating up against her. The 51 of white and the 24 of orange, of purity and innocence with connection and attunement. Fire and ice, or creamsicle of diamond light. And notice that 51 is the moment before 52, and 24 is the moment before 25. And notice how significant those numbers are. 52 is the reference of the degree angle of the pyramids, and then the 25 comes up as well as many significant numbers that we don't normally see. And remember, 2 and 5 reflect each other perfectly. So the King of Swords white and the 24 of the Queen of Wands orange come up here as the moments before the Queen of Swords into the Knight of Wands, of purity and innocence with connection and attunement, ice and fire, or creamsicle of diamond light. The angel wings and human energy of the King of Swords and the Queen of Wands to stretch and lunge, to purify and reach, as indigo 21 is whole and complete, aligns with Sirius Mother on the 33 bridge, and again the 33 degree line keeps coming up at the 66 golden gate. The indigo child of 369 and the Sirius blue mother calls to the indigo child as the gold father welcomes them home. Pisces and Aries, Leo fire with the symbol of Pisces, the Pisces as well, right? So the symbol of Pisces is when the seas have gone through each other to the other side and corded. whereas the two pies coming together is referenced here, which is the Vesica Pisces of coming together. The sharing of the four chambers of the heart through the field goal, the ring of fire of the Lion's Gate, the Lyran's Gate, the Feline, which is the iron arc, the bridge or ship that's diamond at the core, but the diamond light is only seen by 5D eyes. At 346 is the mother and the inner children, the outer children, the children of love, the underlying energy of the Knight of Pentacles, who offers the Two of Pentacles to transmute it into the tunnel. The money gets juggled and sorted and cleaned out the other end in a painful end, or in ending the pain of imbalance, of inequity, of not sharing and blocked, stuck, constipated, when digesting unhappy emotions. Working the daily grind to feed the ending is a money pit of sorts, slowing down to a full halt, to receive the Ace of Wands, the flame, from the Four of Wands, the union, from the King of Swords reversed and the Page of Swords reversed, who may be lying or in a split or divided about shit. And then recovering or returning after the exile, the injury or the illness, or going crazy in isolation at 356. Again, the Empress, Mother Nature, and the Two of Swords of keeping your energy clear. In a slowdown with crazy kids, or Virgo, Libra, and Leo all reversed here, and the Queen of Swords reversed too. A passionate plea to the Knight of Pentacles to come home and rescue me, as her work slowed down to a halt. As the King of Swords reversed, Page of Swords reversed, and Queen of Swords reversed are clearly unhappy, or getting over illness perhaps, as the Queen of Swords reversed is defenseless and clinging to X, or exhausted by the energies, and dealing with X, or Scorpio reversed, Gemini reversed, with the Magician upright and the Hanging Man reversed, where all tools are on board and they are awakened, with the Wounded Warrior on guard at a party, with the King of Pentacles reversed, feeling trapped by their presence, or perhaps trapped by their gift, with the Nine of Pentacles sovereign dumping multiple loads or emotional attachments onto the Queen of Wands upright, or sovereign Nine of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands, their dreams have been dashed in trying to end the nightmare, or stressed out by the Page of Pentacles reversed and the Knight of Wands upright and the Knight of Swords reversed, or perhaps the Knight of Wands is stirring things up between the Page of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords, or trying to handle 3 kids, or the Knight of Wands bursting through the other two to get there first in line, and the Knight of Swords reversed detoxing then, as the Six of Cups soul ties or kids offer sweet love and even bigger love in return. And again, watching the kids, and as an example, all of a sudden they're fighting and being mean and pushing to be first, and then all of a sudden they're hugging again, okay? So again, starting over as the King of Cups reversed, the perfect excuse to go to work. Maybe the kids fighting was a good excuse for the King of Cups to get out of the house. Or at least the King of Cups reversed no longer is bored and gets to play and create, perhaps needing peace as the Queen of Cups reversed leaves. Or the King of Cups reversed and the Queen of Cups reversed were fighting at work, and the Queen of Cups leaves and is unable to sleep at night, or no longer sleeping with the Emperor reversed, or had to leave to take care of the Emperor reversed, with a lot of back and forth about overtime perhaps, or about things that aren't working out. And the Knight of Cups upright is offering an apology or forgiveness to the Page of Wands reversed, but they are keeping to themselves, as the High Priestess or sister perhaps offers the Ace of Pentacles, time, money, and energy, or a new life, to the Two of Wands, new path, or twin flame, and the Ten of Pentacles, dysfunctional family, business, or community, or perhaps they've been through a loss, or in a divorce, or break in a contract, or breaking away from a religion and institution, and weak, or Taurus reversed and Leo reversed, dropped all of their responsibilities or burdens to face their fears and perhaps confess, as the King of Wands reversed has a bit of his own truth waiting for them on the other end, perhaps willing to take down the field if needed, as the Page of Cups upright offers a loving message to the King of Wands reversed on the other side, with their cards close about loving himself. The Page of Cups gets their wish big time, despite the injustices and the judgment of Aquarius reversed or Libra reversed, unwilling to wake up. Pisces is upright and Scorpio is upright, coming full circle suddenly, or in a crowning moment, or even a storm, as it was still storming out at 421, the Emperor and the World, or the Masculine Feminine. So now the Empress is upright here, with an epiphany perhaps, implementing a plan to not connect with the Seven of Swords kind of energy, or investing in someone distant who's running to them with an angel on their shoulder, or just lied, cheated, or stole from the patient angel, and with new information or clarity that's knocking them off balance and tripping them up, causing them a momentary lack of faith or a hit and run, and kept looking straight forward. And back to bringing good news all of a sudden, after going through this, a reputation to uphold, but feeling badly afterwards, perhaps having hurt the Queen of Pentacles, still with that coin and the Knight of that the Knight of Pentacles had given them at the start. So with Scorpio and Taurus, Sagittarius upright and Aries reversed, the Empress with a plan to come out, but to keep their distance from those who would come against her at 4:30, the Emperor and the Union, or the House. The mother and child, the lovers, romance, and travel, and trying to get them to see your point of view. With the Seven of Pentacles versus the Seven of Pentacles is reversed versus the Seven of Swords upright here, investing in fixing the connection as another steals away from the patient angel with new information that will cause them to fall, and then getting right back up to make the Queen of Pentacles feel better. Or someone who runs back to their mother or ex every time they get scared or don't see eye to eye with their partner. Or there's a need to be patient to gain their trust back again at 4:36, which is the Emperor and the energy of Atlas and the weight of the world, 36. Okay, and then this one at 131:36, as we're just talking about 36. All right, so here is the Fortune's Oracle. Trying to get to focus. Shaman Dreams. Okay, the Wild Unknown Animal Guidebook, and then Rider-Waite at the bottom. So this one on the 25th at 5:55 was the Fortune's Oracle yesterday afternoon. 58 was the Shaman's deck, which is the Four of Swords, and then 6 o'clock on the nose is Wild Unknown, double zeros of Source Energy backing up the Lovers, and then 6:01 was the Rider-Waite. The cards at the end were 1121 and 43618, of justice and wholeness, of joy, of lovers, community, and romance. The pillars hanging out and finding wisdom in the middle, as the Emperor and the Empress take a risk to dance, aligning with the world for Atlas, alive, alignment, and justice to a higher love, a map of intent to be alive. The underlying energy of the 30 of the Sun, the 14 of the Drifter, the Vulture, and the 2 of Cups reversed. The union with the Sun of drifting and channeling, patience and angelic realms to a higher love. And the Vulture was coming up as Enki, which was kind of funny, from a distance. The underlying energy of the 14 of Judgment, Union, and the Wake-Up Call to align your open heart vortex with Sirius, one for all and all for one, with Abundance, the Magician, and the Divine Masculine on fire, burning the good book. Destined conflict of thorns, as the 23 King of Wands wise owl stabilizes between two stars, 2023 union with the Sun. The 17 of Love, the 2 of the Angel, and the 27 of a proposal, the Star, higher self, and flame. As home of the loving angel of dreams come true with higher self, as two rings come together in a queen's gambit, the sunshine, starshine, and your shine. In Vesica Pisces, the holy water, the energy where two water vortices come together, in your heart, in the oceans, where two spirals entangle and dance. The 24 of the patient Queen of Wands, in the dragonfly dance, the 8, the crown in Omega, the feminine ego, to fall into 3 8s of the twin flame union of enlightenment, the 24, to take off then to the 26 of the Page of Wands, to another plane of existence, The twin flame snake, the kundalini rises to Hydra in order to rest after a long journey of evolving through billions and trillions and quadrillions of eons, or eons of Ki, Earth, Enki, and Enlil. The one equal and congruent to Christ with energy of I am. At 720, which is the 7 of the chariot and the 20 of judgment, and the underlying energy of the 28 of the hollow bone, 37 of the magician's sword, 32 of the jeweled web, and 11 of the deep quiet. The 14 of the drifter, where the first letter on each card was coming up as HMJDD, which was coming up as the H of I, where I am becomes the H of the HAM, which is the ham, the I am to I'm the ham of Mary and Jesus and divine director, the twin flames, an instrument through which source can play, being human and walking source at the same time. So the 37 King of Cups, the 3 keys of or earths, which can represent Earth, Terra, and Gaia, the 3 pies split in half, have confidence in your magic. The M's or Marys, and the word came up AGICE with some accents on there, comes up as the professional wailer or mourner that you would hire, right, for a mourning. And Sophia's word, the sword is created from the Y handler. So notice that the sword is coming up out of a Y, which is that 0 point field, showing the sword. So what came up here, the rolling stone, remember, is the gift to open. When you put the EM3W together, it becomes a window or a gift. And then you put the ash, A, on top, which is the bow, okay, which is the bright light. The rolling stone is the gift to open, to unravel, with the AE ash on top, the bright light. The sword and the stone is about the sword being produced by the stone out of its own iron core, a monument to itself. The handle is like the mantles with cracks from which to grow, or like the human body when something's in there that doesn't belong there and gets pushed out. The iron core is being pushed out to make room for the diamond core, the 32 journey of the jeweled web of connectivity, where I am the child of co-creation, one equal and congruent, being and transitioning at the same time, the 11 in the deep quiet of meditation and stillness, finding your way out of the darkness to find the truth and balance, alignment, the arc of intent, the 14 of channeling a higher love, experiencing life as it comes, or in other words, evolving. The sun's rays and the channel undispersed, right? Because the sun is like, just letting their rays go out like the fireworks, right? And not harvesting that energy. Whereas the channeled energy is then harvesting that energy to make something of it. The 60 of the Watchers, Tyon, the tiger lioness, the Tyon totem, a crossing over of persons in the desert. The 15 as the dust devil kicks up to move the totem out of place. At 738, which is the chariot and the Queen of Cups. The tiger lioness, which references Saggy and Leo, and then Aries in a temper tantrum, rage. Right, again, triggering them to move or change. Or in other words, peace and then not peace. So the 54 Page of Swords, after the angel and the devil make peace in the Tyon, the tiger lioness connection, the Page of Swords provides the crossing, the alchemist's initiation, where half of the tree becomes the bridge laid down as the other half of the tree is dusted to create a cyclone in order to come across. Like Dorothy was moved in The Wizard of Oz. She never would have found it if the cyclone never kicked up. The 62 of the Will-o'-the-Wisp, as the treasures are hidden in the prison of the mind. If you twist your thoughts enough, You will come up with another. The 55 of the farther gate in a crack in the cave in a mountain with 2 gates and 2 suns protecting its wounds, guarding their weak spot. It's only natural to do that. As the 40 of the mindful group think, the collective memory in the Page of Cups or the Sweetheart, as the Page of Swords, Mercury, right, God's closest messengers, releases the truth to them, the sweet sun. The underlying energy at 746 of the Chariot and the sweet children, the golden egg, the heart, the nest egg, and the curious otter meets the slow turtle, who says, "Go around me." But they can't. They must go through the turtle to become the dolphin. And again, they have to do the same thing with the beaver, who likes the same old routine. But they have to get through the beaver to get to the other side, to the vulture, Ea, I'm told, the schoolmaster, an old eagle, or Ea glee, Ea's glee, or Vulcan, if you please. The dragonfly, a beautiful mind, fleeting and delicate as the 2 is 1 pulsing heart. 4 chambers and 4 chambers, as the crow stands guard on the ground to face the crocodile laying in wait on the sidelines, the bridge of the vortex that gets you to the other side. Here and there is young crow Enki and crocodile Enlil, knowing they exist because of the other. As a low plane comes by the house at 752, which is the Chariot and the Queen of Swords, or the way the Queen of Swords would be written is 52/7. It looks like Enlil and his vortex or Stargate has been closed. Of course, he is not happy about it. As Vulcan doctor makes crocodile eat crow, the hyena slithers away as reflecting swans, as high swans hum, reflecting swans shine in the Cobra Teacher, Fox and Peacock, or Foxy Peacock situation here, as the reflecting swans, or as the high swans hum, as the Fox P CK, which is the Cook Islands, by the way, but also 10 to the -2 kelvins, which is thermodynamic temperature, but also the candidate Ki, so there's the Ki again, of Earth. To see the fox, the twin flame hugs and kisses, and the peas in the pod, the whispering bench energy, the candidate key of the initiate of alchemy, looking back at receiving passion at 805, which is the strength card, and the 5 of the Hierophant and freedom, change, and expansion, looking back at receiving passion and not having shared their secret passion, and burdened by lack of integrity with patient angels in justice, the Knight of Pentacles upright here has been unable to sleep with dysfunction of the family, business, or community, or so much time, money, and effort going out to create their dreams, or to Aquarius so that they can make an offer to uncomfortable third party, or one who wasn't invited, the Empress upright here with the Page of Cups keeping to themselves, or not talking to the Page of Wands reversed, who may be confused about the awakening, with Taurus upright, Pisces or Capricorn reversed, and the Queen of Wands upright, freed by the 5D epiphanies and surrender. In the energetic exchange with the 5D world ascending through the night at 814 of strength, of ascending through the night, and the 14 to that higher love, of Aries upright and Scorpio reversed, Pisces reversed, and Cancer both upright and reversed, like Santa until dawn, through the journeyman reversed, and the Knight of Wands reversed, and without an excuse for the Queen of Cups reversed, charging full steam ahead through deception of players or fallen short, attacking the Queen of Cups reversed for no good reason, left in exile, injured and ill, with issues at work, with clingy runaway, or liar, cheater, and thief, as the Knight of Cups reversed, or Scorpio reversed, is running from the Page of Swords upright message that's overwhelming or triggering for them, without an option but to work to align with their own union, to get their ducks in a row at home. With strong King of Cups upright, now the worst is over, with the King of Swords reversed, who may be healing with the Magician, or perhaps his own magician embodiment, as the Doctor or Gemini, perhaps alternative medicine, or in a divorce with the Knight of Swords reversed, lashing out at the kids who've done nothing wrong. Perhaps Gemini or Virgo with Taurus in their chart has to hold their tongue when the kids are with the King of Pentacles, right? Because then they could be called on that, perhaps in court if they're going through a divorce. Or kids are telling the King of Pentacles everything they did or said to them that made them upset, or in his own falling out and having to pay out with the Queen of Pentacles reversed to disconnect or distance themselves at 827, the dance of the Queen's Gambit or the Ace of Wands, the new passion. As the Five of Wands reversed is a losing battle to end the conflict and pay up or fix or make amends, perhaps to let go a bit, even if they're dissatisfied and not getting their own way. In a downturn or slowdown, disappointment or sadness, and needing to swallow their pride. As the Emperor upright dumps multiple loads and or emotional attachments, or Ea, dreams are dashed, starting over. Perhaps dumped 7 loads before, and now they're only dumping 4. As the lover, the inner war with the Page of Pentacles, the curious one, the student, the devil, the temptation, the ball and chain, breaking patterns, dropping the ball or dropping the facade, for the King of Wands, 23, to see and move to peace with the Queen of Swords, who is now speaking her truth, anxious to invite or study, or trapped with the Page of Pentacles, child, pet, or student, as the Hermit or Elder sheds light in the dead of night, perhaps slipping on ice, with the Ten of Cups reversed, unhappy family, or an ending to an emotional cycle, to end up with lover in the end, water under the bridge. Perhaps Gemini or twin Queen of Swords wants to start over again. As Libra, Aquarius are reversed, with Aries, Capricorn, Virgo, and Gemini upright there at 836, the dance of the Atlas energy of the weight of the world. So that brings us to today. So I just pulled a few cards today, and so it got a significant message, so I do want to bring that to you. And I also just happened to take the vowels out of my name, because I brought that up in translating, you know, how you do your numbers. And I was wondering if the vowels in my name came out as anything. It was very interesting, because the vowels in my full name are E, E, Y, E, E, O, E, which of course you see the I first, E-Y-E, and then the E is the first letter, can be the egg cracked open, or the capital E, which is 1, equal, and congruent to. And then the end is E-O-E, and I look up E-O-E, and that means of the morning, Eastern, down, Oriental, Asian, the rising sun, the precious pearl, the lily that is a widely varied group of lily, right? It is the mutts that we are. And again, talking about being hybrid with everything in the universe. The energy of one seed and the singularity also came up with EO, E-Y-O. So it was very interesting. The one equal and congruent to seeing the rising sun, which, by the way, Sam the Illusionist, when he did my read a couple of years ago, said that my name meant the dawn, which is what this energy is coming up as. One equal and congruent to seeing the rising sun, the hybrid lily or precious pearl threaded, one seed in the singularity, and again, the energy of the multiple hybrid of all. And when I had my galactic chart done by Julia, who I brought up before, she said that I had more, you know, one of the charts with the most ET connections that she had done. So obviously I've been a lot of places, just to say. So, and it's funny too, because I remember in the session with her, and she's like, "You're ready to retire after this one, right?" I'm like, "Yes." It was really funny. So the messages that came up this morning at 10:37, which is the Wheel and the Ace of Cups, the underlying energy of luck and 19, and the first card out was the 35 of the Wish, the 22 Mountain, and the 3 of Beware. After the 23 of the King of Wands, Owl, the Wise One, and the 36 of Atlas, World, searches the world over for their matching unicorn, the 33 to stand up for and meet on the bridge, to heal the thorny wounds of the collective judgment, to transmute the storm or the story to something that's starry-eyed and magical, that jumps off the pages, and today is the Page of Wands and the Page of Cups, for a higher love and a wake-up call or decision to marry with luck on your side, with Aries, Saggy, and Leo here, and the age of Aquarius too, with Leo luck and four-leaf clovers. As the ET's heart glows, as an ET, the wounded warrior surrenders to get their wish, as an open book test. Again, the heart looks like an open book when it's squared. To climb every mountain and forge every stream, to follow every rainbow until you find your dream. As the mountain rises to reach Mohammed, and Mohammed glows in seeing them stretch up to them, the fool with an open heart performs miracles in every leap they take. Just be impractically present as you discover Mother Nature, as she can shift at a moment's notice, so watch out. She can stand out or blend out of sight as the eagle soars to meet the uprising cracker, the hermit and the chariot, the chicken and the egg, ready to be pecked open at a crossroads, an intersection, a meet and greet of exciting moment, as Ea is delighted to look at and behold a new sun and union as the box of chocolates, or the light that has been opened, the gift of the ash, the bright light topping, don't you see, as the eagle flies through the fireworks displays, the union of, and light of the thousand suns, as the crown becomes fully healed and thorns no longer present. Only Jack, as in JCK in the box, which is JC's energy, and the King of Wands' direction, and celebrations with fun and presents and gifts, romance and kids, your time in the sun, climbing that mountain to leap and glide, lucky fool, as a party awaits with flowers, sunshine, and gifts, first time out of the nest or egg, or perhaps a birth here at this time, 11:05, which again is November, and then the 5 of change and all of these things we were just talking about, of romance and expansion, of fun and kids, and again alignment with that, aligning with the change and the change and the change, to have fun with that. So I'll pull an animal card to close up here, as it's 1:50 on the clock, which is again that 15 with the source backing it up, the devil, and it's 1:52, 18 and 19 and 20 as we come in here, as it'll go to 52:25 as it reflects. There we go, right there. So the Magician embodiment of the Queen of Swords reflecting the Knight of Wands, as they have source support to discover the shadow in themselves or each other. Again, that's one of the 25 things I didn't bring up before, is that it reflects 52, and 5 and 2 are the only numbers that exactly reflect each other when squared. And there's that energy of the 4th coming up very significantly here. And I always talked about the 3 isn't complete really, because you're connecting, you have to reach out to source energy, which is that 4th. It makes you complete, right? Why do you have 4 chambers in your heart? So we have the Lovers, the 6th, the flamingo. Time and long-lasting love finds its way into your life. Follow your heart with caring actions and choices. This is beautiful. Okay, you have this one here too. So there's the 7 of winter, the magpie, right? Taking that risk. Maybe somebody likes shiny things. That's the Lovers. That could be a hint, hint. Somebody could be hoarding stuff as well. So caution will help you avoid the loss of valuables, including non-material resources such as time or peace of mind. Be aware of the results of your actions as well as what others might be doing behind your back. Okay? So again, remember to love yourself first. Even in that love relationship, remember to be you fully. And don't cave to somebody else's expectations. We also have the dragonfly. Here's the next card. The 5 of summer. How beautiful is that? The 2 is 1 hearts. Focus upon the fact that God loves you and always has the highest of intentions for you. A positive outlook makes it easier to recover from life's little difficulties so that you can move onward and upward. Again, you know, when that heart isn't pulsing perfectly because someone is messy or someone is hoarding or someone wants something very sparkly and perhaps the other one isn't doing that, right? The things that, right, remember what matters, and always come back to your heart again. And then again, a reminder to be present in the moment with the turtle, the Three of Spring. That's that Three of Wands energy. To stop, to take time to review and make long-term plans, capitalizing upon your past successes. It's appropriate to pat yourself on the back for all your accomplishments, but you may also need patience for the next phase to play out. The bottom of the deck is the Six of Autumn, which is Pentacles here, the Kiwi here. Okay, and that one says your success and prosperity have allowed you to pay off debts, acquire wise loans, or receive a grant or scholarship. In return for heaven's blessings, be sure to share the wealth with others through donations of time or money or to reputable charities. And again, make sure that's something that aligns with what you believe in, right? Never do something because someone else is telling you to. It has to align with what you resonate with for it to really have its full power. Okay, you guys. I liked the messages today a whole lot. So I will see you guys soon. Remember your water, your rest, your joy, your nature. You know the drill. Take a deep breath in. Rise and be love. Love and rise. Evolve. Bye.